Welcome back to Cholla Farm, the home of happy, healthy, improved Kienyeji chickens. If you're new here, this is Cholla Farm, and my name is Achola, and this is where we take farming to the next level with a sprinkle of fun and a whole lot of care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on all the farm action. As our chicks grow, it's important to give them more space. Today, they are graduating to the brooding room. Yay! Think of this as moving from a cozy nursery to a spacious kindergarten. It's all about giving them room to spread their wings, literally. They grow so fast, don't they? One moment, they are fluff balls, and the next, they are asking for their own room. This new brooding room is like their first apartment, rent free, of course. Lucky them. Have you seen how happy they are? It's because of the training we took them through in the other room. And right now, it is evident that a clean, warm space is key for healthy chicks. Here they're able to, you see how they're moving around, they're happy about the new room. They're just playing around, which is so nice. And let's not forget the fresh wood shavings. It's like giving them a 5-star hotel upgrade. Imagine waking up in a room that smells like fresh pine. These chicks are living the dream. The only thing missing is room service, but we've got feeders for that. Here I'm just checking if all of them are okay. And of course, in the water, we will go in with anti-stress because of the movement. All right. We want them to settle in perfectly without any stress of the movements. Though it's not that far, but it's important when you move your chicks from one room to the other, you have to go in with anti-stress. Okay. So it has been a week since we administered a Marek's vaccine, and today we are going to administer our Newcastle vaccine. This is the magic portion that will keep our chicks strong and healthy. It's like their superhero serum, tiny drops with big benefits. So today we are going to administer this Newcastle. Remember from our last video, you are expecting this because that's where we ended our video from. And so don't worry. The needles are going to be involved, but just eye drop. Today we're just going to do eye drop. These chicks have it easy compared to us humans. So remember, when you're administering Newcastle vaccine, it can either be administered through eye drops, or just putting it in their drinking water. But since this is the first dose of Newcastle, I always advise you just administer it via the eye drops. And so, as you can see, the vaccine is being mixed with the diluent. We're just getting ready to administer the Newcastle vaccine. And hey, each chick gets their dose of help one by one. All right. And this may look tedious, but it's an investment in their future. Healthy chicks grow into productive chickens. Okay. And to be honest, if you don't vaccinate your birds, they will die. There is no shortcut to that. And vaccinations here at Cholla Farm is really crucial. We always pay attention to each and every vaccination. Okay, so it's important to have a vaccination schedule, all right, just to keep your birds healthy. Remember, this is an investment, okay, and you really don't want to deal with high mortalities. So watch this as we vaccinate our birds against Newcastle. All right, this is. Ice, and now our vaccine is fully mixed with the diluent. Now it's about time we start now the Newcastle vaccine. It's eye drop, Newcastle plus IB. As you can see, we are gently holding each chick, aiming for a drop right in the corner of their eye. The eye absorbs the vaccine quickly, which makes it super effective. Some chicks act like they are at a spa, just relaxing and enjoying the attention. Others, well, they act like we are giving them a bad haircut. This little one, this little one is giving me the sad eye. Like, why me? Don't worry, buddy. It's for your own good. I think some of these chicks are already planning a protest after this Cholla Farm's first chicken reunion. If chickens could talk, I'm sure they'd be saying, we'd rather have snacks, not vaccines. Yeah. Did you know Newcastle disease is one of the most common threats to chickens? That's why this vaccine is so important. It keeps them safe, strong, and thriving. Chickens' immune systems are surprisingly strong after vaccination. It's like giving them a shield against danger. Okay? Yeah. So it's really important to understand this Newcastle disease. Many people don't understand these types of diseases, all right? And, it's very important for us to, enlighten you on what the Newcastle disease is. So Newcastle disease, it's actually a viral infection that spreads rapidly among chickens. I'm telling you, once it gets into your coop, oh my God, it sweeps away majority of the birds, or even all. It can cause respiratory issues, reduced egg production, and even sudden death in severe cases. All right? If it is left unchecked, it can wipe out an entire flock, making vaccination critical. That's why we are doing this Newcastle vaccine. And also, how can you prevent overcure? It's very important to prevent overcure, right? There's no cure for Newcastle disease, so vaccination is the only way to protect the birds. Yes, the only way to protect the birds is through vaccination, and I will really emphasize on that. The vaccines, they help the chicks build a strong immune defense, reducing the risk of outbreaks. Okay, so preventing the disease through vaccination is much cheaper than dealing with an outbreak. Dealing with an outbreak is very expensive because you have to go and look for drugs that you need to use, which sometimes is not guaranteed, because definitely the birds will be wiped out, some of them. All right, so let's see how the Newcastle vaccine works. So this vaccine contains a weakened version of the virus, which stimulates the chicks' immune systems to produce antibodies. Why eye drop method? Many people are asking, I know most of your viewers, you're like, this is too much work. I would have just administer it through or via drinking water. Yes, that is the easiest, but why eye drop method? I prefer eye drop method Because the mucous membrane absorbs the vaccine, ensuring effective protection. All right. So that's why the vaccine is administered as a drop in the eye. Okay. For the chicks, the vaccine is specially designed for young birds and is safe when administered correctly. All right. And that's why we are using that syringe. It's not that we are injecting, but we are not using the tip just to do it, just to make sure we do it right and we don't waste. It doesn't go to waste. So chicks, they should always receive their first dose of the Newcastle vaccine at 1 week old. Okay. So follow-up vaccinations are often needed at later stages to maintain immunity. All right. That's why you need to always check your vaccination schedule. Okay. Mixing the vaccine. You've seen how we've mixed our vaccine, step by step. And clearly, we use clean, cool water to dilute the vaccine. Why do we use that? This ensures its potency and effectiveness. You get? Always follow the manufacturer's instruction. The instruction is always written on the bottle, and that's why it's very, very important to read, so that you can also come across expiry dates, because some people they tend to sell the ones that is expired. So it's very important to check on the expiry date as you follow the manufacturer's instruction. So this syringe, I know many people will talk about the syringe. A syringe is used to deliver a precise drop into the cheek's eye. It's not an injection. Gently hold the cheek, ensure the drop falls directly on the eye, and give it a second to absorb. You get that? So when you handle the cheeks gently, you will the cheeks will not be stressed out. So you will avoid stressing them. All right? Yes. So continue watching the reaction and just ensure that all your chicks are vaccinated when you're doing this. I know it's a bit tiresome, but this is an investment. So you need to put in the work, okay? So also I'd like to address some of my clients or my viewers most common questions about the Newcastle disease, vaccination. So I'm going to answer those questions here as we continue vaccinating the birds. All right. So some people tend to ask me that, is the vaccine harmful to the chicks? The Newcastle vaccine. So the Newcastle vaccine is not harmful. Okay. It contains a weakened form of the virus that helps the chicks develop immunity without causing illness. Okay? Any slight blinking or rubbing of their eyes after vaccination is completely normal and goes away quickly. Okay, so please don't you think that, they are sick because of the vaccine you've just administered. No, that is completely normal. Remember, you've been putting the vaccine into their eye, so the blinking is completely normal. Also, another question is that, why do we use the eye drop method instead of injections? So the eye drop method is fast, effective, and it is less stressful for the chicks. The vaccine, as I mentioned, is absorbed through the membranes in the eye, and this ensures it works quickly. Plus, it reduces the risk of injury compared to injecting. You get that? And I really know that majority of you thought that I'm injecting. No, I'm just using the syringe, as I mentioned before, to get it right. Also, some people tend to ask if they can vaccinate their chicks by themselves at home. Yes, you can. That's what I'm doing here. We here at Cholla Farm, we administer it, and you can as well do it at home, but you need proper training and the right tools. It's crucial to follow the instructions for storing, preparing, and administering the vaccine. If you are unsure, it's always best to consult a vet or an experienced poultry farmer. Okay? Yeah, speaking of storing it, in a proper place. If maybe you're supposed to administer tomorrow and you bought the vaccine today, please put it inside the fridge. And even us here, you've seen us using the pink cup. The pink cup there has an ice. So we are just putting the vaccine on top of the ice to preserve it. You get that? Also, but some people tend to ask me, how often should they vaccinate their chicks against Newcastle disease? The first dose, that is exactly what I'm doing, is given at 1 week old, followed by boosters depending on the vaccination schedule, And this vaccination schedule also, it depends with also your region, the region that you're coming from. Usually a booster is given after every 3 months, 2 to 3 months, or as advised by a vet, especially in areas where Newcastle is common. That's why I've mentioned according to your region. There are some regions that Newcastle is very, very common. All right. For me, I do the boosters after every 3 months. Okay. Yeah. Also, I came across people asking me that, does the vaccine work immediately? It's just like if you're sick. If you get your medication, do you heal immediately? That's the exact question you're asking. No, not immediately. It takes a few days for the chicks' immune systems to respond and build protection. That's why it's important to vaccinate them early and keep the chicks healthy during this period. Okay? I feel like that is well answered. And also, can vaccinated chicks still get Newcastle disease? That is also another question that I come across. That can vaccinated chicks still get Newcastle disease? My answer is vaccination greatly reduces the risk of severe disease, but it doesn't guarantee 100% protection. If other health management practices like biosecurity aren't followed, oh my God, the birds will die. You know, some people, they tend, actually, most of my clients, they ask me about, or they raise some questions on, I vaccinated by birds and still they suffer from they have the Newcastle disease. The Newcastle disease, I have mentioned that it reduces the risk of severe diseases. Okay. But then again, if you don't maintain the hygiene, the biosecurity aren't followed, then you're exposing your birds to it. So keep the flock clean, provide nutritious feed, and control exposure to other birds to maximize protection. Okay? Yeah. Another question is that I come across is, hey, how do I store the vaccine before use? I think I have mentioned that the vaccine is stored in a cool place, ideally between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, that is 36 to 46 degrees F. Yeah, avoid exposure to sunlight or high temperatures, as it can, the high temperature can destroy the vaccine's effectiveness. So use it immediately after mixing, okay? And discard any leftover vaccine. You have seen me mixing and using it immediately. If you don't have a fridge, just buy on the same day that you're going to administer that particular vaccine. All right. If you're getting it in the morning, maybe you are coming from far. I understand that there are some regions that they have difficulty getting the agrovets. Please do it in the morning. Buy it in the morning. Do it in the evening. Make sure you store it in a cool place, and that will work for you. Okay? Yes. And also some people, they ask if they can vaccinate sick chicks. No. You cannot vaccinate a sick chick or a sick bird. No. Sick chicks should not be vaccinated. Vaccination is for healthy birds only. If your chicks are unwell, treat the illness first and vaccinate them when they recover. Immediately after they recover, you're good to go. You're good to vaccinate them. Okay? And also, another question that I come across is, what are the signs of a good vaccination process? A successful vaccination process means each chick received the vaccine. The chicks are active and behaving normally after vaccination. Are you seeing mine? They're behaving normally after vaccination. You get that? And of course, the flock stays healthy with no signs of Newcastle in the following weeks. You get? So those are the signs of a good vaccination process. Right? And some also ask, is vaccination expensive? The vaccine itself is affordable, and the benefits far outweigh the costs. Okay? Look at the benefits instead of the cost. Losing an entire flock to Newcastle disease, oh my God, it will cost you so much more in losses and stress. Imagine losing over 500 birds, like mine here are over 500. If I lose them, seriously, it will be so stressful and I will be so behind. So I'd rather you look at the benefits first and then you outweigh it with the cost. But the vaccine itself is affordable. Okay. Others also ask if they can skip vaccination if the birds looks healthy. You know, some people, they say, oh, my birds look healthy, I don't need to vaccinate them. No, it's risky to skip vaccination. Healthy chicks are most vulnerable to Newcastle disease. So vaccinating early is essential to keep them protected. So it's better you vaccinate them early. Mine here, I'm vaccinating them. It's not because they are sick, but I'm trying to protect them from that illness. You get that? Yes. And if you miss the vaccination window, what happens? It is better late than never. If you've missed the ideal time, vaccinate as soon as possible. However, you need to try to follow the recommendation schedule to maximize protection. Okay? Yeah, just vaccinate as soon as possible. What else have I been asked? That can the vaccine harm humans or other animals? Can it harm us? No, the vaccine is safe for humans and other animals. Okay? However, always wash your hands after handling the vaccine. Yeah, you need to wash your hands after you've handled it. Okay? Yes. And another most asked question is, what do you always do with the leftover vaccine? There are some people who will want to use it again. After 3 months, you use it. No, the leftover vaccine is to be disposed, and you need to dispose it safely. It cannot be reused, and you should not pour it down the drain now. Okay? Yeah, so you need to follow your local guidelines for disposing of biological materials. Okay? Yes. And also, if I've not addressed any question that you might want me to, please drop it on the comment section and it will be answered. Okay? Yeah, just feel free. Remember, we are here to support each other and educate each other. So, yeah. And also, I've come across some common misconceptions. I think I know of two. One is that the syringe is not for injections. It's just for accuracy when delivering the eye drop. That's a very, very, very funny misconception. Remember, we also used it for Marex. We injected, right? Another one is that vaccination doesn't mean 100% immunity. If other health management practices like biosecurities are ignored, it's one part of a brooder care routine. Oh my God. If you don't take precautions of biosecurity, make sure that you maintain the hygiene, and you think that vaccination is 100% immunity, oh my God, your birds will die. Okay? That's a very, very funny. That one is a very serious misconception, right? Now let's look at the bigger picture. Vaccination doesn't just protect individual birds, it safeguards the entire flock. Okay? Healthy chicks or healthy chickens mean better production, whether you are raising them for eggs or you're raising them for meat. It means better production. Okay? So up to this point, you already know the key tips for farmers during vaccination. Maybe we can mention a few of them. You should always handle chicks gently to avoid stress or injury. And number 2, you need to ensure the vaccine is properly stored and prepared to maintain its effectiveness. All right? And the last one, dispose of leftover vaccine and materials responsibly after use. Okay? Yeah. I think you should know that as a farmer. And as we vaccinate these little ones, it's important to understand why this process is so crucial. Some people, they vaccinate for the sake of vaccinating because they saw Cholla Farm vaccinating. Hell no. Newcastle Disease is no joke. It's a sneaky virus that could devastate this flock if we didn't take action. Okay? This vaccine gives them a fighting chance. And the eye drop method makes sure every single chick gets protected. Remember? You should always remember that prevention is, there you go, is always better than cure. Okay? Yeah. And by the way, it's important to have some, or to know some fun and expected facts about this Newcastle disease. Okay, just so you know. The disease is named after Newcastle upon Tyne in England. And there, it was first identified in 1926. But interestingly, it was also discovered around the same time in Java, Indonesia. Okay? And also, this Newcastle disease can affect more than 200 species of birds, including pigeons and parrots. Okay? And chicks are the most, they are the most vulnerable. Another fun fact is that some birds can carry the virus without showing symptoms, making biosecurity crucial on any farm. Yes. And the symptoms of Newcastle disease, did you know that the symptoms of Newcastle disease, they're like coughing, sneezing, and watery eyes. Sound like a cold, but the impact is far more severe for unprotected flock. Okay? Now, while Newcastle disease doesn't pose a significant risk to humans, people working with infected birds might experience mild eye irritation or flu-like symptoms. It's another reason biosecurity is essential. Biosecurity, biosecurity, biosecurity. You need to check on that. Okay? Yeah. Another economic impact is that a single outbreak can cost large farms millions of dollars. Yes. From lost birds to restricted exports. Vaccination is a cheap way to avoid these massive losses. That's why I said you need to outweigh between the losses and the cost of the Newcastle vaccine. And then the global success story is that regions with consistent vaccination programs, like parts of Asia and Europe, they have significantly reduced or even eradicated outbreaks. It's proof that prevention works. So that's a global success story. Okay? And also, can it travel far? Newcastle disease, it spreads quickly via feathers, droppings, and even the wind, making rapid containment a must during an outbreak. You need to contain them. And hey, if your flock is suffering from Newcastle disease and you're the one handling them, you don't need to move from flock A to flock B. It's important there should be division of labor. You need to deal with the sick birds until they get better. Otherwise, you are going to spread. And that's why also biosecurity is key. Okay? Yes, biosecurity, very important. Also, the first vaccines for Newcastles were introduced in the 1940s, and they've become safer and more efficient over the years, right? Yes, so scientists, they believe that Newcastle disease has been around for hundreds of years, but was only officially documented in the 20th century. And that's why we say prevention is better than cure, because it has been around for years, this Newcastle disease, so there's no shortcut to it. Okay? Yeah. So those are some of the fun facts that I thought you needed to know about Newcastle vaccine. Okay? And you've realized how many times I've mentioned biosecurity. How is it related to vaccination? Hey. First of all, we need to know what biosecurity is. Maybe I've been mentioning biosecurity and some people don't know what it actually is. So these are the measures that you take, to prevent disease from entering your farm. All right, that is what biosecurity means. The measures you take to prevent disease from entering your farm. So examples of these measures are like controlling visitor access, you see, disinfecting equipment, and ensuring clean, isolated areas for new birds. Okay? Yeah. So if you isolate your birds, maybe if your birds are sick, you isolate them. Yeah, even birds, they get sick. Even us, we encounter that. Just as human beings, sometimes we become sick. So once the birds are sick, you isolate them in clean areas. All right? Yes, clean. Make sure that the areas are clean. And also, what is this vaccination? Why do we vaccinate? It protects our birds that might be exposed to diseases. You see, even with the best biosecurity measures, it's like a backup plan in case a disease sneaks through the security measures. Okay, and that's how biosecurity and vaccination is related. So biosecurity, it involves strategies to prevent diseases from spreading between birds. You get that? And this include keeping different age groups or species separate. Age groups are supposed to be separate. These 1-week-old birds are not supposed to be mixed with the mature ones. Okay? And also you need to disinfect your shoes and isolate the sick birds. Okay? So vaccination strengthens biosecurity efforts by reducing the risk of a disease outbreak in the first place, as vaccinated birds are less likely to get sick and spread the disease to others. Now, are you getting how these two are related? I hope you do. Have you noticed that teamwork is key here at Cholla Farm? Yeah, that's why we are still thriving. But anyway, back when I first started vaccinating, I thought the syringe was actually for injections. And that's why I was emphasizing that it's not just for injections, because I also thought that it was meant for injections. And I was so nervous. It turns out it's just for accuracy. Now I'm a pro at this. I guess you will be a pro as well. It's funny how experience helps you get more comfortable with things, right? But trust me, that first time, my heart was racing. Now I can do it with my eyes closed. Well, not really, but you get the idea, right? And also you need to know that farm life is full of surprises. So one time, we had a chick that kept winking after getting vaccinated. I swear it was trying to flirt with us. That's why I was telling you that the blinking, rubbing of their eyes is absolutely normal. Now, I know they say chickens don't have much expression, but this little one definitely had some attitude. It was like it was saying, I'm too cool for this vaccination thing. Anyway, let's see if I can beat my personal record, 20 chicks in under 5 minutes. Ready, set, go. I remember a friend once asked me, how do you vaccinate so many chicks without losing track? The answer is simple: teamwork, a steady hand, and a lot of patience. Remember, patience pays. It's all about staying organized and making sure everyone knows their role. One person's one person is in charge of the syringes, another is holding the cheeks, and we all make sure we are moving at a steady pace. With teamwork, it's a smooth process. After vaccination, it's important to monitor the chicks to ensure they are all doing well. These little chumps are handling it like pros, chirping, eating, and back to business as usual. They probably have no idea what just happened, but hey, they are feeling invisible now. Look at them strutting around like superheroes, saving the day one chap at a time. Healthy chicks, happy farmer. That's the motto here at Cholla Farm. If the chicks could talk, I'm pretty sure they'd say, thanks, Cholla Farm, for keeping us on top of our game. That's exactly what they could say. Is it? Just as we thought we were wrapping up, we spotted 3 cheeky little ones, still waiting for their turn. These tiny rebels must have thought they could skip gym day. But not on my watch. This one over here is Speedy, always running cycles around us. Then there's Snoozy, who I swear was pretending to nap to avoid the line. And last but not least, Pecky, giving us attitude with every step. Don't worry, little ones. It's just one quick drop and you're good to go. Anyway, now that everyone's is vaccinated, we're officially calling it a day. Thanks for hanging in there. I quickly attended to a client's call. These little ones waited patiently too. Back to business as usual on the farm. What a day. It feels like we just wrapped up a full workout session at the farm gym. Who knew vaccinating chicks could double our cardio? My arms are officially on strike. But seriously, every drop counts when it comes to their health and future. It's tiring, sure, but knowing these chicks are protected makes every second worth it. Okay, I could have done this alone, but hey, shout out to my amazing team. They made this feel less like a gym session and more like teamwork in action. We are a farm family here at Cholla Farm, and every effort makes a difference. Okay? Yeah. That's the beauty of farming. It's not just about the work, it's about the journey. Every chap, every fluff ball, every gym like session, it's all part of the adventure. Okay? And if you thought today was a workout, wait until you see what's next. But we got to feed these birds. They've been good. As we feed them, we also balance them so that they don't overcrowd in one brooder. So we need to balance them so that they can freely move as, they have also grown. Okay. To all my fellow farmers watching, if you're planning to vaccinate your flock, remember, preparation is key. Clean tools, proper handling, and patience are your best friends. And don't stress. If I can do it, so you can. Okay? After such an eventful day, it's satisfying to see these little ones thriving. Every drop of vaccine we administer, every step we take to keep them healthy, it all adds up to something bigger. Strong, productive birds that are a joy to raise. Okay? I mean, who won't enjoy hanging out with these fluffy bundles of energy? They are noisy, messy, and full of personality. But that's what makes this journey so rewarding. Okay? And before I sign off, I just want to thank you, yes, you, for sticking with us through this process. Your support means everything. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also watch our videos till the end. It really supports our channel to keep up with all the action at Cholla Farm. Let's grow this farming community together. Okay? Yeah. If you thought today was exciting, wait until you see what's next. It's a wrap. Bye-bye for now. See you in the next video.